Ted Cruz can be seen in this video that I'm going to show you in just a second, where he unloads on Dems during a hearing on Joe and Hunter Biden. And it's disgusting that the Madam Chairwoman did not allow the Dem senator to answer the question. This is how scared they are of the Republicans getting to the bottom of what just happened. Let's take a listen.
Well, it's interesting. Someone who disagrees with you, Mr. Kent, is Joe Biden. And I want to read from what he said on January 23rd, 2018 at the Council of Foreign Relations. Quote, this is Joe Biden speaking. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kiev. And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I'd gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma. And they didn't. So Biden continues. I said, no, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was about 6 hours. I looked at them and said, I'm leaving here in 6 hours. If the prosecutor is not fired, you're not getting the money. Well,
this, by the way, Senator Ted Cruz is talking about then Vice President Joe Biden. In Ukraine, the officials were saying, we want the $1 billion. Joe Biden, then Vice President, said, you're not getting that money unless you fire the prosecutor who's going after Hunter Biden. He said, you're not getting that money. Ukraine said, that's not your position. You're not the president. Call the president. Joe Biden said, I don't care what you want or who you think you are or that I'm not the president. You're not getting that money unless you fire that prosecutor.
Son of a bitch. He got fired. Let me ask you something. Do you think Joe Biden holding $1 billion hostage to force the Ukrainian government to fire the prosecutor that is investigating the corrupt oligarch who's paying his son $1 million a year, did getting that prosecutor fired benefit that oligarch?
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Senator Van Hollen.
Are you going to allow him to answer the question, Madam Chairman?
I am not going to allow him to answer the question.
Why are you covering for the Vice President? Do you not want him to answer that question? He said that the Vice President does nothing to benefit the oligarch.
I think it's unfortunate for you, Senator Cruz, to put in position that are uncomfortable the nominees to be our ambassadors.
Okay, this is his sworn testimony. This is his sworn testimony. I understand that you want to cover for the Vice President.
That he is going to raise those concerns anytime.
Was his testimony true or false that Biden did nothing to benefit the oligarch?
I don't know.
Let him answer the question. Why are you afraid of him answering the question?
I'm not. I just want to move on.
But you won't let him answer. I asked a yes-no question. Will you allow him to answer the yes-no question?
Yes, you can answer yes or no. Thank you.
The prosecutor who was fired by the Ukrainian parliament did nothing to investigate Zlochevsky, and everything that Vice President Biden, the State Department, and the U.S. Embassy did acted in good faith to reduce corruption and help the Ukrainian people.
So firing him did not benefit the oligarch.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Senator Van Hollen.
So that was a horrible answer. And look what Ted Cruz had to do to get that answer out of Democrat Kent. And look at Madam Chairwoman trying to block Ted Cruz from asking the question in the first place. And this is the problem that we're facing. This is why we're not able to get to the bottom of any of these very corrupt stories that the Republicans are trying to unfold. It's not because they don't exist. It's not because there's no evidence. It's because GOP leadership is not backing up Ted Cruz. Where's Mitch McConnell after this hearing? Where's his call to Chairwoman Shaheen saying, how dare you try to block a question during a hearing when Ted Cruz is interviewing somebody who's up for an ambassador position? Why are you blocking these very important questions from a highly respected senator who wants to know why Joe Biden was able to get away, or then Vice President Joe Biden was able to get away with holding Ukrainian officials hostage by not giving them $1 billion unless the prosecutor who was investigating Hunter Biden at the time, because he was being given $1 million a year from a Russian oligarch or a Ukrainian oligarch. Why was all that denied to be looked at and to be answered during the hearing? This is why Republicans are failing. Because GOP leadership, like Senator Mitch McConnell, the raging rhino that he is, the washed-up career politician that continues to plague the GOP party today, is not stepping up and backing his members of the party.